Investors, if you want to get rich with stocks so you can make 10 times your money or more, pay close attention to the secret I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, and I'm going to be giving you a 2-cent stock that could be our next 10 bagger. That's right, this 2-cent stock could make you 10 times your money or more, possibly the next 6 months, 12 months, who knows. Now, in case you don't know, my name is Jack Marks. I literally wrote the book on 10 bagger stocks called 10 Bagger Blueprint, a #1 bestseller on Amazon. And the stock I'm going to be telling you about is New World Solutions. New World Solutions. NEWS is the symbol in Canada. REGRF is the symbol in the US. REGRF for my Americans. And of course, RT5 in Frankfurt. That's right, this stock trades Canada, US, and Germany. Now, the most important concept you guys need to understand if you want to get rich with penny stocks is this. You got to have the odds in your favor, okay? You got to have the odds stacked up in your favor when you get into these stocks, okay? You got to have something which is as close to a sure thing as possible. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that, okay? Because again, these stocks are very, very high risk. So what I look for is what I call an asymmetric setup. An asymmetric setup. See, the average investor, the average sucker, that's right, you're a sucker if you're buying stocks only hoping to just double your money. If you're hoping to just double your money with a penny stock, and by the way, right now I'm seeing suckers trade this stock news, all day in, day out, just trying to grab a half a penny profit. I mean, these people are suckers, okay? Because, why is that? By the way, I'm happy that they're trading the stock because it creates volume, but they are actually making a massive mistake. Because look, anytime you buy a penny stock, you're taking a big risk. The stock can go to zero. So if you have a risk where you can lose all your money, the upside has to be commensurate, meaning it has to be worth your while, right? So if your risk is you're going to lose all your money, the upside should be at least 10 times. Your upside should be at least 10 times. Again, it's the business of public venture capital. Okay, if you read my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, that's what I say. Penny stocks are public venture capital. Venture capitalists, VCs, when they invest into a deal, they're not looking to double their money. They don't want to double their money. They want to make not even 10 times. They want to make 50, 100, 1,000, literally 1,000 times their money. And there have been obviously success stories where they've made massive scores, literally 1,000 times their money with some of these big wins. But they look for gains where they can make at least 50, even 100x. That's what VCs look for. With stocks, 10x, minimum 10x. The upside should be 10x. Now, asymmetric setup. What is an asymmetric setup, and how is New World Solutions, that's right, the stock we're talking about, this asymmetric setup? Now, by the way, in case you don't know, New World Solutions is the majority owner of a company that is a pure play in the $31 billion watch market. Company called Dial Market. That's right. So New World owns the majority of Dial Market, and Dial Market is a content commerce community business focused on this $31 billion market. Now, how do they make money? The real money is going to come in when they turn on their e-commerce. They have about 18,000 members in their community, and I'm going to go through the numbers, but I believe that we can do about $10 million a year in the first year in terms of revenues. Now, let me preface all this by saying this is a very high-risk stock, and you can lose all your money. Now, I'm also actually the chairman of this company. That's right, I came in as the chairman of this company. I was the founder of Dial Market. Are you following along so far? I was the founder of Dial Market, and I said, wow, you know what? This would make a great public stock. This would make a great stock because there is no pure play right now in the watch space. That's right, investors have no way of participating in this massive market, this $31 billion market. You have investors like Jay-Z, Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Cristiano Ronaldo, billionaire hedge fund guys like Bill Ackman, Mark Lazary. I'm going down the list, but these guys have all invested in companies, private companies in the watch space in the last couple of years. Why? Because they see the massive upside. Massive upside. But until now, there was no way the average investor like you and me could participate in this space, right? Until now. So here we are today. So anything I tell you should take it with a grain of salt. It's a high-risk stock, go to zero, and this could be, should be considered, issuer-sponsored content, not investment advice, okay? With that out of the way. So here is the asymmetric setup, where the odds are stacked in your favor here. The odds are stacked in your favor to win. Now, again, I'm not saying you're going to win, but the odds are stacked in your favor. And here's what I mean. Okay, number one is you're getting in at the ground floor. You're getting in dirt cheap. The valuation right now is about $3 million. Now, again, I talk about this in the book. if you can get into a stock at a valuation of under 10 million, usually the odds are in your favor because, you know, the stock could, you know, it's easy for a penny stock to have a run to, you know, 25 million plus valuation, 50 million, even 100 million. There's not a lot of resistance until you get to like 100 million plus, right? So from here, from 3 million, yeah, even if it goes, even if the stock goes up 10 times, even if the stock goes up 10 times, the valuation is still going to be 30 million, which is pretty low compared to a lot of stuff out there. So you got that in your favor. Number two, my favorite is the charts. Okay, I always say charts don't lie. And again, 10 bagger blueprint in my book. I have a whole chapter on technical analysis, moving averages, everything you need to know to read charts like a pro. This stock has an incredible setup where you have it's breaking out of the double bottom on the weekly and the daily charts and the 50 to 200 day moving average. What does that mean? Bottom line, it's extremely bullish. That means we've got a new trend starting. You got extreme momentum starting to happen. The volume is increasing. The volume is exploding. Okay, the volume has been exploding in the stock. And again, volume precedes price action. Again, another concept we talk about in the book. So you got the charts in your favor. You got the valuation, very important. Valuation is in your favor because too many times you guys chasing stocks when they're already moved up, at the top. I've seen it happen all the time. And by the way, you know what? Look, I've given you guys, I'm doing this for 25 years. I've had countless stocks that I've introduced that increased, 1,000% or more, right? Like in the last couple of years, we had 12 stocks that went up between 10x and 50x. That's right. They went up between 1,000 and 5,000%. And funny enough, the last time I got involved with a stock this cheap, you were talking about like a nickel or something that cheap, the stock went from 5 cents to $2.50. That was stock with CBDT. It went from a nickel to $2.50. And very similar type of situation. I've never been involved in stocks at this cheap level. Usually stocks are like $1 or 50 cents, whatever, $2. Okay, I've never gotten involved with a stock and that's 2 cents. It's interesting if that happens again, right? So again, you're coming in at the bottom. Now, the reason I wrote the book is, as I was saying before, is that a lot of times you guys chase a stock when it's already up. The valuation went from 2 million to 5 million. It's gone to 100 million, 200 million, and that's when people get in. And then at that point, all the upside is baked in. Okay, the upside is baked in. There's nothing left. There's no juice left to be squeezed out of the orange. You understand what I'm saying? Here, you got the full orange. It hasn't been squeezed yet. It's just getting started, right? Now, you got the chart, you got the valuation, you got the business model, you got the catalyst, right? So here's what could make the stock, in my opinion, explode. Here's why you need to put this on your watch list. Is when we're going to start the e-commerce. Okay, the e-commerce is where we can make the big money with this company, right? So we got about 18,000 members in the community, right? If you watch the videos, go to Watch Reporter. If you're not on watchreporter.com, Watch Reporter YouTube channel, Instagram, whatever. You're going to see between YouTube, Instagram, etc., email. We got about 18,000 people in the community, and let's go through some math. So. About 40 of these guys are heavy hitter collectors. They're heavy hitter watch collectors. Guys who have, $1 million to $5 million collections. Sorry, $1 million to $5 million watch collections. You can see some of their collections in these videos. We do interviews with them. They're showing you their watches, etc. They don't show you their face because, obviously, you don't want people to know you have $5 million of watches at home, right? But the point is this. The point is, we get about 40, 50 of those. So if you do the math, that's about $100 million, okay? And then we got about, I would say, 10,000 plus just regular guys who have, they're just watch enthusiasts. They may have, an Omega, Speedmaster. They may have a Rolex. They may have a couple of, they may have a watch collection worth, between 5,000 and 25,000. Let's say 10,000. So it's about 10,000. Those guys, that's $100 million. So altogether, if you're following along, we get about 200. The sun is going down, guys, so we're losing daylight. So we got about $200 million in potential inventory, and I believe we're gonna monetize about 5% of that a year in the beginning, right? So if you do the math, that's about $10 million. So 5% of 200 200 million is $10 million. Now, as a public company, what is that worth? I believe that we can get a valuation of, let's call it 10x revenues. So that would give us a $100 million valuation. That is what my target is. Okay, so that would be about 50 cents a share. If we get to a $10 million run rate this year, meaning we don't have to do 10 million. I think if we just we start at, let's call it zero right now, we do, I don't know, 50 grand in November, 100 grand, whatever, and by December of next year, we're doing $750,000, $850,000 a month. That's $10 million annualized. We'll get that 10x forward multiple. So that would be 100 million and 50 cents a share. Now, again, the stock is trading at 2-3 cents right now. So potentially you can make 20 times your money or more. Now, let me tell you the best part about this. And again, I'm a little bit biased, but the best part about this stock, in my opinion, is, I have a whole chapter on CEOs, right? In the book. It's very important. When you're betting on these companies, you're betting on the CEO, right? Now, by the way, I'm not the CEO. I'm the chairman. I'm the CEO of the Dial Market, but I'm not the CEO of New World Solutions right now, right? So it could change. Who knows? But for now, I'm the chairman of New World Solutions, CEO of Dial Market. Okay, follow along. Okay. The CEO is actually the founder. The guy running the show is very, very important for the company. Because ultimately you're making a bet on the person. Now, by the way, you're watching this video. A lot of you are making a judgment. You're saying, "Hey, can this guy do it? Is he legit? What's his background? What's his track record?" Again, my track record is, get the book. You'll see my track record. It's all been documented. I'm at this longer than most of you guys have been alive. Right now, here's the thing. I think the most valuable thing that is in the company, frankly, is you're looking at it. You're looking at it, or him, it, them, they, as they say these days, right? Is the chairman, the guy running kind of the show here. Why? Because look, tell me one public company out there, show me one public company out there, especially penny stock, where the CEO or the chairman has written a book with a proven system for how a stock can go up 1,000%, 10x. You show me one guy. Who's written one book that's a bestseller, nonetheless, that gives away a proven system for how a stock can go up 10x or more. Now, why am I saying that? Because if you kind of reverse engineer it, you can use that same methodology, same technology, to apply it as a public company CEO. To say, hey, what do we need to do to make the stock go up 10 times or more, right? Okay, makes sense, right? Now, I'm going to tell you something interesting. I actually created a course for public company CEOs a while back called 100X CEO Academy, okay? 100X CEO Academy, where I give them a proven system for how to make their stock go up 1,000% or more. Now, why do I call it 100X and not 10X? Because rule number one in the 100X CEO Academy is, if you're running a public company, your number one priority is to make the shareholders rich. To make the shareholders rich. That's right. To make the stock go up to the moon. You got to think from first principles. What's his name? Elon Musk, Peter Thiel. They're very famous for talking about thinking from first principles. Go from the basics, right? If you're running a private company, your priority is to have profits, big profits. You're running a public company, the only thing that matters, again, if you're running a public company, the investors, they don't care if you lost 100 million, you made 100 million. All they care about is, that they bought the stock at $1 and today it's $2 or $5. They don't want the stock at 50 cents, okay? They want to make money with the stock. If the stock is going up, they're happy. So the goal, what I say the goal of every CEO should be to focus on making their stock go up 100 times, 100x. That should be their goal. Why such a big goal? If you don't aim high, you're not gonna get anywhere, right? Listen, if you aim for the stars, you might at least get to the moon, right? So, and again, it's sort of like I think in boxing they teach you this, right? If you're gonna throw a punch, right? A lot of people, they throw a punch, right? They stop short. When you're throwing a punch, you gotta focus on punching through. In other words, punching through the guy's face, right? That way you're going to connect, right? So the same thing here. If you're going to make your stock increase 1,000% or more, go up to 10x, you can't focus on making it a 10 bagger. You got to focus on making it a 100 bagger. That's right, a 100x. Because you know what? If you focus on making it just a 10 bagger, you might stop at 500%. And I've seen that happen all the time. I think it's important to focus on 100x because you never know. And by the way, I think we do have a path for this stock to be potentially a $2 or even a $5 stock. And here's what it is. I think we can get to potentially $100 million in revenues in about, let's say, maybe 3 years. It might take 4 years. And by the way, I know companies in the watch space, very similar, model, similar type of early beginnings that went from 0 to 100 million plus in about 4 years, 5 years. We have certain advantages that these guys didn't have or don't have right now. And if we do 100 million in revenues, let's say in 3 years, and we hit that run rate, we could be valued at 10x. That's $1 billion, $1 billion divided by the number of shares outstanding. Let's say it's going to be 200 million. We're talking about $5 a share. And you know what? Hey, I think Amazon would be very interested in acquiring a company in the space because this is an area that they would love to get into that they don't control, and that could be the exit for us, guys. That could be the exit. So you got to think big. Now let me leave you on this note. Okay, so there is no public company out there that has a CEO or chairman that has a proven system for making stocks go up 1,000% or more. That's right. I'll repeat it again. There is not a single public company out there. There's not a single public company, U.S., Canada, anywhere, where you have a CEO that's written a book on what it takes for stocks to go up 1,000%. You don't have a single guy who's ever taught a course for CEOs on how to make their stocks go up 1,000% or 100x. Okay, except here. So, what is that worth? What is that worth to have yours truly running a show here? I think, frankly, I'm worth $25 million for this stock alone. So technically, you have a 10x upside. Okay, that's, again, I'm biased, but actually, listen, a lot of times when you have your company brings in a new CEO, all of a sudden the thing explodes. Why? Because the market realizes that, hey, this guy can add value. Now, I don't have that right now because, you know what? I haven't run a public company before, so I can't get that type of instant lift, okay? That's where you guys have this opportunity. You guys have this incredible opportunity because, the market, stocks are cheap at the ground floor when there's fear, uncertainty, doubt. So right now, there's fear, uncertainty, doubt at 2 cents, 3 cents. People aren't sure. Is the company legit? Are they going to have revenues? Are they going to actually do anything? That's the opportunity. When everything is perfect, the stock is not going to be 2-3 cents. The stock is going to be $2-3. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to be potentially. Okay, you guys understand what I'm saying, right? So again, the time to buy is, I think it was who was it? This famous expression: the time to buy is when the blood is running in the streets, even if it's your own, right? Same thing here. The time to buy these stocks is when there's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. When everybody's sure, when everybody's saying, "Oh, it's going to the moon, everything is great," that's the time to sell. Okay, so the time to sell this stock, by the way, that's your sell signal. Whenever that happens, is when everybody's saying, "Hey, this thing is absolutely incredible. The stock is going to go to the moon. The company is doing, 100 million in revenues. It's going to be doing $1 billion in revenues." That's the time to sell, okay? Because I don't think we're going to be doing $1 billion in revenues. I mean, you never know. But the sweet spot with these companies, with these stocks, is made in the early stages. Okay, it's made in the early stages when when you have that hyper growth, you have that velocity, when things are growing double year over year. Okay, the market's not interested in 30% growth. The market wants massive triple-digit growth, quarter over quarter, that type of stuff, right? And I think we're about to have that happen. Again, once we launch the e-commerce, we're waiting sometime in the next, let's call it 3 weeks. So stay tuned. Get my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint on Amazon. And here's to your 100x.